The world is so much smaller underground. Good ridey beast, no hurty. Vump is the place to be, obviously. So bright out now. A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? This region is known as the Canupstonies. You can't find a harder place in the world. Chop, chop. You're injured. Gotta hurt. No windows to look out at the sky from down here. Hey, you could probably make something glossy with plastic scrap. Vump is the place to be, obviously. Good ride long. Tell it, no biting. A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? This region is known as the Canuckstonies. You can't find a harder place in the world. Ah, the Gnote pen. Nocco never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first. Let's see.
Turi kumbala muma. Inyada aldo.
Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again.
Kana munta masamal.
She wonders if you remember her. She's Nocco. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid.
Asana yotpa.
Nocco remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark.
Pendrine senama.
But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been.
Dropalo.
Believes everyone needs direction in this broken world. Your only hope is that you'll end up in a good place once all this is over.
Pial tu ma. Ritsentende.
Nocco remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be.
Kototuku. Drumblele marsamambunundu.
She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least.
Sadurutu. Kala.
She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still.
Tukonda. Ura sadurut. Beri. Pola koto.
Nocco says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But
Sana yote.
then you are stronger than her. She can't help wanting Lupa Lupin to pay for what he did to her Gnotes, despite the fact it's against her nature.
Come toward the light.
Slow down. Why would you rush in?
When you see what you want, why wait?
Well, what about being careful?
Poppycock.
Tukonda. Monibasa.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones.
That it?
You can't do everything you want, can't go everywhere, can't see everything, only what you can.
Anora kapapum. Pola koto.
So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the Gnotes die with it.
Inadabsunka. Ura sadurut.
Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out.
Drumblele marsamambunundu.
Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They
Inyada aldo.
says that's only for a little while, and when your eyes clear, you see everything even better than before.
Ferena masalapo.
But let's not speak of that now.
Kototuku.
She has an idea where the Majut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Majut Meadow.
Kialdo male kanoto. Asana yotpa.
The Majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you.
Ritsentende.
You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater.
Drumblele marsamambunundu.
It's the most magnificent creature she's ever encountered. hard not to feel tiny in the mountains. Disgusting. Biohazard. Just gross. Carving it up. Who could stand against that? Looks good. Daytime is a good time to be outside. Made it count. That's going to leave a mark. Nice. Some barked wood scrap for you.
Ala a sadurutu.
Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned.
Kanaruta.
She says the Majut is...
Dere sana yote.
The Majut wants...
Dere aplitonumuta. Masamal.
She says that you should find some bonbon gum.
Beri?
It was the mere sound of the hoof puff that started it. She's never seen it so upset. It just ran away before. Stay on top and you'll be fine. Someone locked it solid. Watch your balance. You'd better get a move on if you want to change things. Let gravity do the work for you. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. Just a few moves left. Make them count. You'd expect to see it wind the cranks to operate the dispenser. What you see is what you get. Once it's out of the blind box, that is. You flick the switches in order to green-light the current and activate the electrons in the panel. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. That looks like the control box handles need to be wheeled to buzz the wire. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Down the wire. Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Down the wire. Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Down. Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Down the wire. Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Wired up and ready to go. Step back, world. Makes you look smarter. Take a moment to absorb the day.
Seconda.
With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned.
Dropalo pendrine senema. Apli tonumuta.
She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got.
Ignada aldo.
The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old
Ignada aldo pendrine senema.
If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo shopperia while scavenging for treats for the gnotes.
Do male tuk kamonu.
Seems to her they preferred the Mechamajuts over the living counterparts in the old world. Maybe the gnotes were near extinct. Let's get that mount moving while the getting is good. You finally found the village of Bumlidoff. The Smilo shopperia. Guess shopping here put a smile on your face. Sharp steel. So much damage. The world is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Locked. Gah, that's just awful. Watch your step around here. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Maybe you'll grow into that. Any plans for what to make? The air is thinner in the mountains. Now hold, you need to loosen the bolts without rattling the Mechamajut. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Nocco. Eye boxes like this are few and far between. However, that's no great loss. Talking pictures from the aforetimes lacked a message. This thing needs new bounce orbers.
Kamonu, brumble na marsa mawunundu. Do male tuku.
Now that the Majut's got a mouthful of bonbon gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the Majut is ready to ride.
Pendrine senema, kanaruta.
Nocco's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff when you confront it.
Ariaroche nui mumera. Pala, tukonda.
She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe.
Ferena masalapu.
You'll find Mito at bright light. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll...
Tropalo. Naro lute.
She's noticed the front teeth seem to be a little loose, so you might be able to pull them out with the pull hook.
Pola kudo.